Yes, good evening. And this is My Career, My Calling on Down on the Radio. If you are joining us for the first time, then my name is Stephanie Fletcher-Lartey, and a big welcome to you to wherever you are joining us from. Thanks for joining us. This evening, like every other Tuesday evening, we've got an exciting program lined up for you, and I hope you are ready for another interesting program in this series. Now, I just want to say thank you to those who have joined us for the first time. Thanks for all our repeated listeners from all over the world, from all over the Americas, Africa, Asia, Europe, the Middle East, and of course, Australia. Thank you so much for making this program your Tuesday evening scheduled activity. And today, like every other week, we have prepared a very lovely program for you. And we do hope that you will stay with us until we are finished with this program today. Once again, my name is Stephanie Fletcher-Lartey, and I am your host for My Career, My Calling. Now, today, we have a really, really beautiful program lined up for you. But just before we get into that and before I tell you more about that, remember that iCare Community Services is a premier sponsor of this program. And remember that iCare Community Services are an excellent service that provides National Disability Insurance Scheme support programs, community services, and they're located in Liverpool, New South Wales. So thank you so much to iCare and all the other supporters of this program. For those who stay with us, those who help us in the background, we want to say a big, big thank you. Now, if you are listening to this program for the first time, I just wanted you to know also that My Career, My Calling is a multicultural weekly radio show that provides advice and information to help you better understand, to succeed and integrate in the Australian workplace. It is a program designed for migrants, by migrants. And so we are always excited that you have joined us. Remember, you can call in if you have a question or a comment or you just want to participate in the discussion. We have the phone lines and you can dial in whenever you wish if you want to join the conversation or if you want to ask a question. If you are calling from Australia, remember the area code of New South Wales is 02 and the number is 8006 0475. So that's 02 8006 0475. If you would love to call from overseas, please put the Australian area code, which is 61 and then 800 604 75, and we'll be more than happy for you to join us live in the studio. So I'm going to get ready now to introduce my very special guest, and I hope you're as excited as I am. So stay tuned. Big shout out to those of you who have joined us on Facebook. As always, please share this program with your family and friends and invite them to join us for an exciting discussion here on the program. Now this evening, I've got a very, very special guest with me in the studio. It is none other than a beautiful lady called Augusta. And as I told you on Facebook earlier this week, that this lady's got a very interesting story to share with us. And I'm sure you're as excited as I am to hear about her journey. Augusta, welcome, and a very beautiful good evening to you.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining me on the program.
Thank you so much.
It's so good to have you here.
Thank you.
Yes. This lady, she's always smiling, has such a beautiful smile. And I tell you, I have a special place in my heart for people who smile, because, a smile can really light up the world. And I tell you, so today I've asked Augusta to join us in the studio, and I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get her to introduce herself, tell us your full name, and give us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. My name is Augusta Anisoke. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a married woman with 4 kids,
Wow.
including my husband. I'm a nurse by profession. I love my career. I've had training. I've had work experience back home as a nurse for years now. What I do is I love caring for people. I love assuring people, reassuring them, make them to have that belief that there is still hope for life. I love everything about nursing right from my day one. Nursing is just something that requires truthfulness, hope, respect, commitment,
Yes.
Confidence,
Yes.
tolerance,
Yes.
Yeah, so that has been my desire. That has been my what I pursue in life. So I love it so much. I love the fact that I'm a nurse and I got all these qualities in me. So that what makes me a nurse. I love that.
Wow, thank you so much, Augusta. That is so good. And
Yeah.
look, I'm so happy to have you here in the
Thank
studio.
you. Thank
I've
you.
only met you very recently, but I'm
Yeah.
telling you, you've become part of the family already.
Thank you.
And, nurses are even double special to me. Yeah. So you trained as a nurse back home in Nigeria, and
Yes.
you worked for quite about how long did you work as a nurse? And tell me whether you worked in the hospital or the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked like 3 years. Even when I got my training, I worked in Federal Medical Center, Owerri. There I got experience in some of the wards like pediatrics ward where we have to deal with kids. I got experience in obstetrics and gynecology where we got to do with women with their labors. I got experience in medical and surgical issues, things like cardiovascular issues, people that had diabetes, people that had like hypertension, and surgery ward where we have things like gunshots or surgery, people that have diabetic foot, things like that. So I got experience in some general aspect of nursing area. Yeah, I did. I was well trained. Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow. I can see that you're a very experienced nurse, and you've got a diversity of experience, and that is always really such a good thing. And nurses are very well sought after.
Perfectly.
But I also know that sometimes when you leave from one place to the other, it can often be a bit of a challenge to enter the nursing workforce, because every country has their own unique registration system. So tell us
Definitely.
about how that has played out for you coming to Australia as a nurse.
Yeah, see, before I came to Australia, I think I arrived to Australia 2016 together with my family, with my 3 kids. Not only that I came here with my 3 kids, I was coming without knowing I was pregnant with a fourth baby. So, so when I came here with my husband, it became like a shocking news when I realized that. So I lost confidence. I became depressed, seeing myself in a new country where you got no people, you don't know any relation. So it became like I felt like I'm not gonna fit in anymore. I felt like I'm being felt lonely every time. I felt like I would be feeling guilty always, every time. So that was quite challenging for me. It looks as if I'm being set back, knowing the type of woman I am, a woman that have vision and I know where I'm going to. But because of the environment and everything, I became like, I don't have any hope anymore. So my 3 kids and my husband, I don't know what to do at the moment. The only thing I knew that I had to figure out how I could be able to fit in to Australian culture and the system, because in life you got to meet hurdles on the way, even when you're pursuing what you wanted. When you meet all those things, the only thing is you don't have to allow it to tie you down or to weigh you down. You need to keep focused. You need to keep being determined, being consistent. So the only thing I did was I thought of that. I thought of how I could be able to figure out my certificate to be recognized in Australia for me to start working and be able to help my husband. I also talk about how I could be able to get a trained and certificate, because in Australia, if you don't have experience and all that, I'm not sure you're going anywhere. So that what I put into consideration. I also put into consideration how I could be able to meet people in community organization, people that can give me experience, and feel free and talk to me. And so that, because too much depression, I was passing through a lot. So I also thought about how I could be socialized with people and get connected with things to be moving on. So that is quite challenging. So the only thing that happened then was after the process of having my child and she started growing, I said, okay, I had to go back to school. I went back to TEF, Wedros Park TEF, where I got trained with my certificate 4 in aging support. Even that time, it was quite difficult because my husband going to work, working at this part-time, my kids going to school, I need to do drop-off, pick-off, and going to school together with the little 2 kids at home. I don't know how able to, gather myself to do all those things.
Very challenging, isn't it?
So challenging. That thing that happened that made me, but after everything, what I know that I keep focused, I keep being determined and consistent. After everything, I was able to achieve my aim. But when I finished, I thought of, am I going to start working now? My kids are still there. The only thing I had to do is let me give myself a little bit of time to see that my kids are being enrolled by next year so that I could be able to do something. Then along the line, I found these amazing people on Facebook that are dealing with this amazing and interesting product. So when I looked into it, I saw that it's something that has to do with health. It's something that had to do with my career connection. It connected to me. So I said, okay, since they're talking about it and it's something that I could still be doing and be earning income while I'm at home with my children, let me do it and follow them. So that is how I got connected to what I'm doing today.
Awesome. Wow. And I think what I'm picking up here is just a story of perseverance and resilience.
Oh my God.
A story of an overcomer.
Yeah.
Someone who have been there and done that, and you have held on to your dreams.
Exactly.
Last week we spoke about holding on to your dreams. Exactly. And I did promise I was going to continue this week, but don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I will finish the dreams program another day.
Definitely.
But I believe what you're saying to us today really just emphasize what we spoke about last week and the importance of having that dream and knowing what you want and being able to persevere in those bad times and to pick yourself up and keep going. And so I'm really so already encouraged by your journey, Augusta.
Thank you
and thanks so much for sharing, and I really appreciate that. So essentially, after a while, you came across something that you got into. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Okay. Is this amazing product, Juice Plus. It's all about nutritional supplements. It's a whole plant-based nutritional supplement that has 30 varieties of fruits, vegetables, and berries. It's like a support system. It helps us to bridge the gap of things we actually eat every day, and things we shouldn't be eating. So it's highly concentrated. It's been found fresh, processed, and it has no preservative, it has no color, no side effects. It's a natural plant-based nutritional supplement.
Wow, this sounds like it's something very, very big and beautiful, and I'm going to ask you to stick a pin because I want to make sure that everyone is listening and hearing this beautiful thing that you're about to tell us. So guys, remember, call. Augusta is about to tell us about something she discovered that she wants to share with the world. And I want everyone to be able to get what she's saying, to hear this. Get your notepad, get your notebook, because she's about to share something amazing with us. So let's just play a song as I give you a moment to call everyone to join us and Wow. Yes. So we are here in studio on My Career, My Calling, and we've got Augusta who is sharing her amazing journey. She's a registered nurse, but she is here in Australia and she has discovered something very interesting that is helping her to fulfill her dreams. And Augusta is sharing her story with us today. Augusta, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming in at really short notice to share with us about your journey and also to share with us what you have discovered. So you are telling us about this product called Juice Plus that you discovered